lovely Asian, no, sorry, a citrus chicken salad. I looked at so many salads this morning, that's why I said Asian, because I looked at so many different ones. I settled for this lovely citrus chicken salad, so we'll see what it's like. It's kind of like an Asian sauce, though. Ooh, a bit spicy, wow. Should be interesting. Looks kind of like a chef's salad, but with a supposedly a citrus dressing of some sort. Okay, I got a couple shout outs. Andrew Connor. I better check here, make sure I got that right. Yes. Andrew Connor. Big shout out to you, my friend. Andrew Connor and Ethan and Logan. So Ethan and Logan, big shout out to you too. I understand that you enjoy my channel, so I really appreciate that. I love my viewers, and I really can't thank you enough for tuning in and checking out my channel. And I love all the comments. So Andrew Connor, and Ethan and Logan, big shout out, and a big shout out to the rest of you as well. Okay, a big shout out to everyone. So I'm gonna try this out here, see how it goes. Now we got some nuts on there, some cheese. Looks like it might be feta cheese or something. Kind of hard to say. Egg. A couple of different types of cheese. Some cashews, lots of lettuce and spinach. Avocado. Oh, that's tasty. Got a grapefruit bubbly. So I'll take you back to 1990. Very good year. My daughter's born that year. She's the youngest of my children. But this story is about my ex-wife's brother who's getting married. And he wanted two things. He wanted to know if our 5-year-old son would be ring bearer. And I said, sure. Of course, it wasn't just my decision. It's up to my ex as well, but we had to discuss it with our son as well. And he wasn't quite sure what to expect, but he was excited about it. And so we just said, well, something to think about, but you can always say no. So anyways, they were getting married in the summer. And the other thing they asked was, would I be interested in videotaping it for them? Now, I made a video about my days of videotaping, because I used to have a video camera. A Stanio Super 8 video camera. And I used to videotape, well, my family for one. I've got hours and hours of videotape. But I used to do birthday parties and that sort of thing. You know, I had a friend that's both christened, and I videotaped that. You know, different things like that, you know, kindergarten and graduations and whatever. Now, nowadays, you just whip out your phone, start videotaping. This video right here is being recorded by my phone. So, but back in those days, it wasn't like that. People had phones, but you couldn't record anything with them. talking about landlines, pretty much. I mean, they had some cell phones the size of a loaf of bread, you know. But anyways, getting off track here. So they wanted me to videotape. So I said, sure, it sounds good. Be happy to. So they had a rehearsal the night before, and my son, you know, seemed quite excited about it. So the next day, they were getting married. Now, the town they were getting married in is called Union Bay. It's a little seaside town on Vancouver Island. It's about, back then we had to take the old highway, so it's about maybe an hour and 15 minutes from where I live, thereabouts. Maybe a little bit more. That old island highway could be quite slow sometimes. But it's very scenic because you're always on the water. So it's a little town they lived in. Population maybe a few hundred. I'm not sure. But they had a fire hall. And my ex's brother who was getting married, Alex, he was a volunteer fireman. They had a church and store and a community hall. And they were getting married in a community hall and also having the reception there as well. So the day of the wedding, beautiful, gorgeous day, really nice. Got an itchy nose this morning. Oh, lots of cheese here. So it was a beautiful, gorgeous day. Now, when I was videotaping, I videotaped as much as I could. I videotaped, the bride getting all ready and all that. All the stuff that was going on at the house. The groom was not at the house, he was at a friend's house, that sort of thing. And then I was able to drive over to where he was with his best man, get some footage of him and that sort of thing. Now, there was a guest at their wedding who was a good friend of theirs. And she said she would like to videotape as well as a gift to them. So she basically set her camera up on a tripod in the hall and just kind of left it. So when they came in, she videotaped the wedding and some of the reception. That was pretty much about it. That's where I was. I was right there in the trenches. Like I said, I was at the house. Went and saw the groom, watching him get ready and all that. This dressing's really good. Very tangy. So we go to the hall. And of course, everybody's there. Walk in, I'm right there with the camera right behind him. I go up there, and they had the wedding on the stage, which is quite interesting. Now my son, who's 5 years old, he looked so cute. He was in his suit, he looked great. But when he saw all the people, he got real nervous, and he didn't know anything about the people. He had been at the rehearsal, but there wasn't, a lot of people there. So he was a bit freaked out, got a bit nervous, but he went through with everything. else to do. So they had a wonderful wedding. Then they decided to take off, go get some pictures taken, then come back and have the reception. So of course they had some convertibles. I was right behind them in another vehicle. They do taping, and you know they had all their stuff hanging off the back of their car. Just married, everything it was great. These salads are really good. But there's always so much spinach. So they go off, get some pictures taken. Everybody's hanging out in the house, that sort of thing. So come time for the reception, we get back in the cars, drive back down to the hall. I'm videotaping everything the whole time. They walk in the hall and everybody's applauding, you know, it's the newlyweds and blah blah blah. And I come in behind them, I get in front of them, and I'm panning the crowd, doing a great job. It's a typical wedding reception. You know, lots of toasts and short little speeches and introductions and a lot of funny things, and a lot of cute things and whatever, and a lot of family. It was very nice. And my little boy had so much fun dancing. He had never attended nothing like that before, so he was having a lot of fun. So the dinner was very good. Dinner was very good. Dance was very good. It was a wonderful evening, beautiful night, summertime, and I'm getting lots of great video footage. Of the bridesmaids, having a glass of wine together, just kind of like doing shooters and stuff, and that kind of stuff, and it was just a lot of fun. It was a really good evening. So at some point, the bride and groom, they leave and go off. I guess they had a hotel somewhere. They went off on their honeymoon, or to start their honeymoon. So we all head back to the house and, kind of party a bit at the house, and things eventually wind down. People leave and go to bed and whatever. I got up, I certainly wasn't hungover, nothing like that. That's a good dressing. Really good. Very nice. house. It's a full house. There's people inside now. Doors are open, windows open. You know, you're having a really good time. Talking about how good the wedding was, blah, blah, blah. So the kids are all running around, all having a lot of fun, and just a great atmosphere. So my youngest boy, him and some other kids were, you know, running back and forth from the kitchen to the living room, inside, outside. And in the living room, they had this big glass coffee table. My son was running into the living room and he tripped. Went head first in the coffee table. Crashed into the coffee table. Got the corner of it and just gouged his head right there. Just missed his eye. Just gouged his head. Of course, he starts crying. My ex-wife goes over, picks him up. And the minute she picks him up, that whole cut just opened right up. It's a big gash because all those muscles in your face, they just pull it open, right? And it was just awful. We just freaked right out. Oh my God. And my ex said, we have to get him to the hospital. And I said, yeah, I can see that. And no, I was not videotaping at the time. So the nearest hospital was in a town called Comox, about 20 to 25 minutes away. I'd never been to that hospital before, but as we were going, somebody said, you know, just go straight. There's lots of signage, you know, and I knew how to get to the town, but never been to the hospital. So we got the kid in the car. We just took off. No, I didn't break any speed records. Because I didn't want to get into a car accident. I didn't want a ticket. And he wasn't bleeding a lot. Because my ex had a towel over his head, but it was just opened right up. I was like, oh my gosh. Like a couple of inches, right? So, we get to the hospital. Pull right up the front door. We get him in there. They take him in right away, roll him up in a blanket, freeze him up a bit, and start stitching him up. We were just so happy that he was going to be okay and they didn't lose his eye. So I stitched him up. I advised us to use some children's Tylenol and sent us on our way. Now that did kind of put a slight damper on the wedding for him, for sure, and for us. Because we got back, he's kind of laid on the couch, this big white bandage over like this, his face like that. Poor guy. He had 13 stitches. So I got back to the house, and of course everybody's concerned as to how things turned out. So by this time it's like this happened in the morning, so this is probably around 1 o'clock by now. And we were getting ready to leave anyway. So we were packing things up. Wish the newlyweds well. And I remember the bride saying, well, after seeing what happened to you guys, we decided we're not going to have any kids. boys are not too far behind. But everybody fondly referred to my son as the little wedding crasher because he crashed on the coffee table. But we got a lot of phone calls and everything, and as to how he was doing, so we were quite happy about that. But you know, it could have been worse. But to this day, he has a scar, you know, kind of like that. It's not as noticeable as it used to be. For years, especially in pictures, depending on the lighting of this, it was kind of red, this big red scar, you know. But they did a good job of sewing him up. But I gave them the copy of the wedding. I did some editing and all that. They were very happy with it, just very happy. And the lady who set her camera up on the tripod, I was saying to my brother-in-law at the time, I said, you know, it would be perfect if we could kind of use both those videos together, you know, because you'd have you know, 2 different angles. And he said, yeah, he said that would be good, but you probably wouldn't go for it because you know, it was her wedding gift to us. And I said, yeah, I totally. But I just said, you know, ideally that would have been kind of cool. But yeah, that was one of the better videos I made because it was very long. I remember having to recharge the batteries. I had 2 batteries at the time, 2 or 3, and having to recharge you know, a couple of them more than once. It was quite a long video, quite a lot of footage. I'm sure they still have it somewhere. But you know, the videos back there are kind of grainy, and of course, when you copy them, you know, it was recorded on Super 8 tape, which was right inside the camera, and that was very clear. But once you transfer it onto a bigger VHS tape, which you always had to do, you lose a generation. But I always buy like a good Maxell tape or good Scotch tape or whatever the good brands were, you know. I always record at the highest speed. But it was a very good wedding. They still live in that same little town. Their 2 kids are grown up. The ones they said they'd never have. They got rid of the glass coffee table not long after that. Got a big leaf here. This is a very good salad. I love the cashews. Nice crunch and flavor. Very nice. I almost got a dessert, but I decided not to. I've had a lot of comments on my background. I'm going to switch back and forth just to keep it interesting. grandfather clock background at some point, because I like that one. Get to the last bite. That was very good. I would definitely get that salad again. That was lovely. Wow. I don't know if you noticed, but Linda gave me a haircut. I had to build some little stairs for the hot tub. Just a couple steps to get, so you can climb up in the hot tub. Mostly for the little kids. When I finished building that, of course I had sawdust all over me because I had my table saw out there. It was covered in sawdust. And I said, I'm going to go in and, have a shower, She said, well, how about if I give you a haircut first? Because we've been talking about it. And I said, okay, that's a good idea. So I just sat outside. I like this time of year. I can just sit outside. She cuts it outside all the time. In the winter, I would do it in the kitchen. But, in the summer it's so nice just to cut the hair outside. There's always lots of hair, but you just, it's not a big deal, right? It's a nice little container. I wouldn't use it again for anything. I just wish I had some of those because that'd be good for like getting some new ones. That'd be good for storing. At the dollar store you get stuff like that. I know the dollar store has a lot of nice storage containers like that, or similar. So anyways, Linda gave me my haircut. So that was kind of nice. Feels good to, this time of year especially. I mean, the weather's so nice right now. I mean, took the dog for a walk this morning, just wearing my t-shirt, and that was it. As for a few days ago, I had a sweater on and a jacket. It changes very quickly. Good old bubbly. I almost bought something else. I saw these other drinks, but they were a little bit taller, but they were like $3.45. And I thought, $3.45, I've already got, 12 of these. They were on sale. Wow, they're on sale for $2.98. That's a really good price. $2.98 for a dozen bubbly. So I bought 3 cases. Wish I bought 10. There was no limit on how many you could buy. Sometimes when I buy bacon, there's a limit. When you see bacon like really cheap, like a lot of times we buy bacon for, I think it's $1.98 for bacon. And there's no limit. You buy as many as you want. But sometimes they have this really, really good bacon, which is normally like $20 for a pack, right? Which I never buy because it's just way too much money. And it's on sale for half price or less. And I gotta be honest, it's really thick and all that. I don't like it as much, But Linda and I, we only have bacon sometimes on the weekends. Because during the week we always have oatmeal. Or she might have some avocado on toast or something. But I always have oatmeal with raisins and sometimes canned peaches. I just chop them up. So I do that. But you get tired of it day after day after day. So it's nice to have, I like bacon and eggs and hash browns and stuff, I mean, let's be honest, it's pretty delicious, but it's just not good to eat that way every day, So we do it on the weekend. Sometimes we treat ourselves. Now tonight we're driving to Ladysmith. We did this a couple of weeks ago. We drove to Ladysmith. and went down to Transfer Beach and just sat on the water. Before we got there, we stopped at the Kentucky Fried Chicken and got some chicken. We'll do that again tonight. You know, it's just a nice break because Linda has the little grandkids so much, and she's having them again this weekend from Saturday to Sunday. And it's pretty difficult for her because you can't really get a whole lot done, you know. So usually I'll do some cooking and I'll help out as much as I can. But you know, she likes to work in her garden, and you know, like the kids like to go out there and help her as well. But you still have to watch them because one's 3, one's 6, and there's a swimming pool right there, you know. So you always have to be watching them, you know. Can't take your eyes off them for a minute. And yesterday when I was out there with my table saw and all that, you know, you always have to be looking around, making sure that they're not getting into anything, or you know. And like I said, we always worry about the swimming pool because it's right there. But they've been taught not to go onto the deck unless they have a life jacket on. So anyway. Oh, I've had a lot of comments about that lava lamp. I've never owned one before, and I only paid $16 for that. So it's pretty cool. That's one of the reasons I bought it. I thought, wow, it's a good price. Wow, there it is. Okay, my awesome friends. Hope you're all doing well out there. Hope you all stay amazing out there in the big land of awesome. And keep those comments coming. If you want a shout out, hit me up. I'll give you a shout out. I'm going to be trying to do Saturday night crossword puzzles. I'm switching things up, but that doesn't mean it's permanent. Like I said, I'll be going back to my grandfather clock background. I might even go back to my old background. We saw that big picture behind me and that sort of thing. I might switch it up. I kind of like this for now. My epic stories are not going anywhere. I know I've been changing things up here and there, but you know, just bear with me. I got lots of stories, but I keep everything. I write them down in my big journal. I got a big book of, you know, lots of ideas and things that I remember from my past. And people suggest stuff too, which I appreciate very much. So you look after yourselves, look after each other. Thank you for tuning in. I'm approaching 20,000 viewers. I've already got my candles. I've got a 2 and a 0 and a 000. Actually, I'll show you how bad my math is. I only needed a 2 and 4 zeros. I bought 5 zeros. So I got an extra 0, man. Yeah. Anyways, so when I reach 200,000, I got an extra 0, but whatever. Anyways, I'm just rambling. So you take care. We'll see you next time. Look after yourselves, look after each other, and stay amazing out there in the land of awesome.